Hello everyone, welcome back to the shop. It is currently my lunch break and it's time to build yet another D&D battle map for my crew. You guys remember this super fun ice terrain I built long ago? Well, it's time to destroy it and build something even better. Let's get started. Now we got it all kind of cleared off. I'm gonna reuse all of this styrofoam for boulders and rocks. Now, what we'll be building today is a fetid swamp of mangroves and rivers. So, let me give you a little backstory. The D&D party has an airship, pretty much this awesome balloonless, almost like a Ferrari of the sky, and it's gilded, it's super cool. Well, they had a run-in with a dragon, and it crash landed very much like Yoda in Dagobah, when the X-Wing crashed into the swamplands. Well, it's been claimed by a black dragon. It was taken down and claimed by a black dragon. So they're gonna have to battle for their property once again. So I'm gonna create this kind of meandering river, a bit of a really neat kind of circular, almost like an eye, with a central island where their ship will be crashed into. And what's crazy about black dragons is they are amphibious. They can take to the air, but also into the water. So it's gonna be really difficult for them to kind of navigate this, very difficult terrain. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's begin. As a dungeon master, I love to unleash the creative freedom of my players, creating an absolute tapestry of texture, so that the players will be able to utilize the terrain to their advantage, create plans on plateaus, you know what I mean? And it's so much fun to try and anticipate, though I never do, anticipate what the party's gonna do, because it's always chaos and it's so much fun. Okay, now that I have some texture, there'll be water kind of in the central space. Meanwhile, there's cool, plateaus where the party will be able to kind of surround and post up and snipe from above and, teleport to safety. And now the next step is to hit this with a bit of color. I'm gonna go with browns and some greens just to give me a base tone, and then comes the vegetation and water. These quick little builds are so much fun because I get to be so in the moment so often that my work is so well planned, years in advance. Every piece is accounted for. This I can just be in the moment and have some fun with texture. Okay, now that we got some color on this thing, I whipped together a super quick bow of their sky ship. It's much larger. I actually did a full-scale model. Let me know in the comments if you actually want to see what it looks like. But this is kind of a brief, just the bow. And I like to think that it's sunk. They've had this awesome ship. It's like a sky Ferrari, right? They've had it for a while now, and it's become a huge part of the crew. Almost it's one of them. Very similar like the Millennium Falcon, right? So this is far less a salvage mission. It's a rescue. Their hearts are gonna be broken when all they see is just the bow poking out of this fetid swamp. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Now that the bow is in place, it's time to start painting in our water. I'll do that by hand. I just wanna kind of get some flows. It needs to seem swampy and kind of gross. And now for this process, I mix together green, brown, and blue to kind of create a swirling effect to give motion to the water. Now this silly little project might seem super unrelated to my blacksmithing work, but in a way it's kind of not. It's actually great to keep up on these types of skills so that when I need to present a working model of a piece to a plaza or a park, I got it, I'll be able to just dish it out, no problem. I'm adding a bit of this greenish, awful corrosion to the beautiful gold, and it's gonna be just so sad for the party to see they're one of their most trusted companions in such dire straits. Okay, now that we're done with the fun part, it's time for the really fun part. I went to Michael's for my artist date, and I got a whole bunch of synthetic greenery that I'm gonna be able to use time and time again. Now, Let's do some greenery. I used a leatherworking like punch tool for this next process, and I had so much, like literally too much fun because it was so easy. There's no glue involved or anything like that, and I was able to just stick these branches in no problem and kind of create this just really fun illusion of foliage. My goodness, that came together so easily. Oh, it's just, I love how it came out. It was a piece of cake. It only took me maybe an hour. I love it so much. Well, now it's time for me to get back to work, and I cannot wait to unveil this to the party.